Warning. This episode contains strong language, graphic depictions of violence and death that may be disturbing for some listeners. Listener discretion is advised.
Hey, you true crime freaks and geeks, this is Shelly.
My name's Brandon.
This is Gene.
And you're listening to A Beer.
A crime?
In the town.
Woohoo! Oh, man. Thank you guys for joining in on this episode. We have a special guest here. His name is Gene.
Hello.
He actually was one of the ones
OG.
that... He's an OG. Started this podcast with us. And we are happy to have him on today. So thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Hopefully we're going to learn about some amazing stuff today.
Oh, you are definitely going to. First thing, I had family come in from New Mexico today.
Yeah.
So we took them to Tanner's Orchard because, you know, they're from the desert and they don't have corn mazes. Actually, she told me what they do is they ship in hay and they make a hay maze.
Really?
And they just put pumpkins on the desert sand.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I'm not making fun of it. I just find it
They put
fascinating.
pumpkins on the sand.
Yes.
The desert sand. Okay.
Yes. And the hay bales.
Okay.
So she was really excited to go through this corn maze. Well, I wasn't thinking because I was like, we're going to do the hardest part of the maze first. I wasn't thinking that, you know, I should pee beforehand.
Oh my God. You're from the Midwest.
I know. We get to the very top of the maze and I'm like, I can't hold it any longer.
No,
so
you don't.
I did. I peed
No,
in the
you
corn maze.
Don't. Shelly. You can't do that.
I did. So here's the thing. She was my lookout. I crawled into the corn pretty far in there.
Shelly
off
in
the
corn.
beaten path and peed in the corn. Everything's fine. There was no one saw.
Little kid's like, Mommy, I hear a waterfall this way.
Basically, yes.
Malachi saw.
Yeah, Malik.
And so yeah, my New Mexicoan relatives got to deal with me peeing in corn maze today.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I know.
Man, that's an adventure.
I just figured, you know, why not? I thought I'd share that with you.
Thank you.
I knew you'd enjoy
I
that.
like that.
Well, I decided I'm going to start a series for my Patreon peoples that I am very excited about. And it's called Places I Really Want to Go To That Will Terrify Brandon and Make Him Cry in a Corner. Part 1.
Why? Why? Why?
Why not?
I'm assuming it's all haunted and stuff like that.
Well, you're going to find out very soon. We're gonna see if you're gonna go to any of them.
By the way, drinking word of the episode is ghost/haunted. So if you hear one of those words, go ahead, crack yourself open a beer, whatever you're drinking, take a drink.
Yeah, and I'll do a very brief, quick rundown. Of all my sources because I like to do that. HauntedRandolphCounty.com. Visit
First fucking word.
Good luck. Visit Atchison.com, USGhostAdventures.com, WindyCityGhosts.com, CBSNews.com, and DiscoveryPlus.com. There you go. So if you go, I'll link them wherever Brandon puts our Patreon shit. So
On the Patreon.
I mean, I don't want anyone to be mad at me. So the very first place that I would love to take Brandon to
Let's go.
is the Randolph County Reformatory in
Hell no.
Winchester, Indiana.
Hell no. No, why?
Well, let's get into it. So this tract of land was purchased by the county in 1851 to be a poorhouse, like farm. Okay.
A whorehouse?
No, poor farm.
Why, let's
A
go.
house for poor farmers. So if you were poor and no place to go, they would send you to this. Okay. So if you were not able to work, if you were like mentally or physically disabled, single mothers, elderly, or an orphan, they sent you here. Okay. I know. And you became, they literally called you an inmate. So there's 13 inmates at the time. And they were expected to maintain the farm and perform labor duties until you died, I guess. I don't know. Duties. So, in 1853, they built an additional building so they could house up to 16 inmates. But unfortunately, it was destroyed by fire, literally like less than a year later.
Shit.
So then they built a 2-story brick building, and then they had to demolish it because the conditions were too poor for the poor people.
Wow.
I know. And they had to build better accommodations for like the growing population. So they built a 50,000 square foot building.
Damn.
Between 1898 and 1899. It had 6 wards, 7 private rooms, a laundry mat or laundry area. I guess I didn't have washers and dryers back then. A kitchen, separate dining rooms for men and women, a pump house, barn, hay barn, machine shed, garage, 2. I guess they call that one a cell house. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but there was also 2 separate garages and a chicken house, which I'm excited about that.
Oh no.
And there was 350 acres. So, all right. They do not know the actual amount of deaths in this infirmary.
That's good.
It's estimated at least 200, and that they know that there is 50 unmarked graves on the location. So here's just some like notable incidents. I don't know why I put this first one in here, but I can tell you about it if you want. So Miss Mary J. Blair, she was sent to the poor asylum. I'm guessing this is the asylum before the first one was built, so that she could give birth to a child. And she died right afterwards. Ooh. And then before she had given birth, she had sent like this letter to this dude named A.H. Green, who in Ohio, who was supposedly the father. And he was like, nah, I don't know her. I don't know the kid. And so that's that story. So I'm assuming like she might be one of the people that might haunt it. I don't know. So I don't remember why I put that one in there, but yeah. So then there's Sam Preston. He was an inmate who tried to commit suicide by driving a pen blade into his head with a flat iron.
Reminds me of a story.
Go for
get into that.
Oh, okay. So this doctor pulled the blade out, and he didn't actually succeed in cutting, giving himself any kind of.
You? What? Nothing. Jesus. So he tried to stab himself in the head.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
They ended up taking the
yeah.
blade.
So this one story I found really kind of cool. So for some strange reason, this county, so there was this homeless person named Moses who was found murdered in a barn near Lima. Okay.
Moses in a barn?
Moses in a barn that was murdered. So no one claimed the body. And so the local undertaker decided to basically embalm this body and turn it kind of almost like in a mummy. And then they just sent it all over Ohio and Indiana for years.
Jesus.
And once it started to decay, they were like, hey, send it to Randolph County Infirmary and we'll leave it there for a little bit and then bury it. And that's what they ended up doing with them. Yeah, and that was in...
No respect.
No, and that was in the 1918. So here's actually one of my favorite stories. So during World War II, a judge who was retired had decided he wanted to live in the asylum and just pay his way into the building. Since it was an asylum, the residents there were typically dealing with, mental health issues, different ailments, things like that.
Yeah.
But during this time, there was an increase of alcoholics, so that they could avoid the draft. And this judge decided that he was going to create his own courthouse and jail in the attic. And he did. In the attic. So there's an actual jail cell in the attic with a makeshift courtroom. Yes.
That's not creepy.
No. So he would hold trials to keep order in the asylum. But despite his efforts, in 1944, a patient named John Oliver, who was 86, was pushed out a second-story window.
Holy shit.
The groundskeeper saw Oliver fall out the window, and he saw 2 unidentified males standing in the window, watching the body fall. So the legend is that Oliver was murdered by a group of men that were pretending to be insane in order to avoid the draft. These men feared the judge would figure it out and put them in his jail cell. Which, by the way, really was a real jail cell. Like, it was bars and everything.
Damn.
Oliver didn't fear these men and basically figured out what they were up to. So they decided to murder him. Now, 2 more patients
That makes sense.
Right. And 2 more patients were murdered, possibly from the same group of men. They both did not come down for breakfast, and they were found dead in their beds with pillows over their faces.
Jesus. All because they supposedly wanted to avoid the draft.
Basically, yes.
That's it's dedication, I guess.
It's a lot of dedication.
Jesus.
I mean, I figure the judge probably could have figured it out, right? I mean, he is his own law and order there, so why didn't he just drag him upstairs and interrogate him?
Damn.
I mean, that's a good question, but yeah. So this reformatory was a center for the tuberculosis situation that kind of ran around.
Oh, yeah.
But also at the beginning of the 1900s, cholera hit that area really bad. And there was so many deaths in that county that the morgues couldn't hold everybody. So they started shipping the cholera patients and the bodies to this asylum and just leaving them piled up in the basements until they could get to them.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
You know how bad that would smell?
Yeah. No. Another... No, you stop. And then one of the other patients that I found kind of sad but interesting death was there was a patient that had a seizure and fell literally down 3 flights of stairs to his death. Yeah.
Jesus.
And
how long would that take to fall?
I don't know, but I would imagine that's...
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippis.
I mean, the only thing I could figure is he literally was seizing all the way down. So...
Oh, that... You
Yeah.
have to add the wind resistance.
What?
You know, I don't think he was traveling that fast.
I don't think there was any wind resistance.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. He's got to be traveling pretty fast. At least 5 Mississippis.
You have
I kind of agree
one
with you,
flight of
those.
stairs here. We can try it and
Like,
then do some math to get what it'd take for 3.
For 1, and then add like 3
Yeah.
more. That's true. All right. How big was he?
I don't know. They didn't tell me. They just said he had a major seizure and he literally fell down 3 flights of stairs. So,
Damn.
and they, like, this asylum was built in 1899. So I think these stairs were not like just...
Like, is he
probably, like,
rolling
marble
down
stairs.
like... Is he rolling down the stairs, or is he like, one of those like
You know what? Now
balconies
that
that go
you're-
straight down to the ground?
Now that you're saying it, like, I'm beginning to think that maybe he literally just flipped over the balcony because
That's what
I
I'm
saw the
saying.
staircase and they each have like a
Is it
landing, like a good sized landing, and it kind of goes.
So he
rounds
must
around.
have fell like in the middle.
That's what I'm
directly to the
thinking, like
ground.
directly to the ground. Like maybe he flipped over the banister.
Yeah.
And that's how he fell down 3 flights of stairs.
No, I definitely was not thinking he rolled down 3 flights of stairs. Just on the way
I
to the-
originally did, but then I was thinking it was like a house
I had the
where you
wrong
have like a
theory.
small landing and it wouldn't matter.
Yeah.
And then, of course, since it is an asylum, there was, patients that did commit suicide, most of them with hangings.
Mm.
So here are the reported hauntings.
Cheers.
Cheers. People have reported hearing footsteps in hallways, and then they'll hear a door handle turn and the door open and close, and then the footsteps fade away as it enters the room. One witness reported that they felt a person sit on their bed in the middle of the night.
Fuck no.
Yep. Said it happened to them every night they stayed there. This was one of the groundskeepers. So,
Nope.
So hasn't that happened here, Brandon?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
the same witness said that they felt someone grab the back of their neck when they were the only one in the building.
Oh.
Another person reported being touched, but it was kind of more extreme. He said he was sleeping over and was awoken from his sleep by being punched in the chest.
Damn.
Yep. When he looked,
What did he do to the ghost?
I don't know.
Because it's just like walking by. Like, fuck fuck you.
Boom. When he looked in the mirror, he saw red marks like in the area that he had been punched.
Jesus.
A plumber came to work on the sewage, and he said he would never, ever go there
They
again.
gave him a wedgie.
No, he said the entire time he was working, all he could hear through the entire building and every area he went was doors slamming.
Hell no.
Yeah.
He knew he was alone.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, fuck no.
People have reported hearing growling when there's no animals present. I don't know if it was that. Like, I don't think that would sound very scary. No. The scariest reports are of the Shadow Man. So,
Oh, God, I got one of them.
so people have reported seeing him walk across the room or into doorways. One witness said that they saw the Shadow Man and he reached out towards the witness. He almost touched them, but then leaped onto the wall and did like a Spider-Man crawl across the ceiling.
That's badass.
And disappeared.
That's kind of badass.
I know.
Well, then
I
I guess
would
you better go
shoot.
see it.
Can you?
Yes. So if
You-
you want to
Nope.
experience the
Is
asylum
this what you were
for
talking
yourself,
about earlier?
Nope.
Okay.
So if you want to experience asylum for yourself, their webpage offers many options, from mini ghost tours to overnight stays, and you can also have this place as your wedding venue for $5,000.
You know, I
What?
don't quite know about that part, but going and checking it out would be all right.
Yeah. Why would you want like that curse
I don't know.
building as your wedding reception?
You can also like rent it out for like photo shoot and all kinds of things.
That would
So-
piss so many ghosts off.
You're getting married, and
I think that would probably, yeah.
You get
Yeah.
punched in the chest for sure. Guy sleeping, I don't know what he did.
Probably using his bed.
Yeah. This is my bed, bitch.
all right. Well, we're done with Indiana, so we're going to move over to Kansas, and we are going to head over to the Sally House in Atchison, Texas, or Kansas, not
Excuse me?
Atchison.
Atchison?
I think that's how you say it. Atchinson's.
Texas?
Sure.
Kansas, not Texas. I keep messing it up. Kansas.
All right.
Okay, so the Sally House was owned by the local physician in town. So Dr. Charles Finney ran his practice out of his home, and the home was a basic 2-story white farmhouse that was built in the mid 1800s by Michael Finney, who was probably his grandfather or father or something like that.
Yeah.
The rooms for Finney's practice were towards the front of the house, so when you walked in the front door, it would lead directly like into the office waiting room, and then the adjacent rooms would be like the patient's room, then the operating rooms. So Dr. Finney's family actually lived upstairs. So late at night in 1906, a mother knocked on the door of the doctor's residence, and she was carrying her 6-year-old daughter, Sally. The little girl was in pretty bad shape. She had like intense abdominal pain, a fever, and the doctor examined her and realized that she was suffering from appendicitis. Yeah. So he knew that she needed to be operated on immediately. His fear was that, the appendix was bursting, and, he didn't have a way to just like give her the anesthesia like immediately, because I think they used chloroform or something there. So I don't know what they used back then, but they... Needless to
believe
say, he foregoed all of that and just cut right into her.
Oh, my.
So, needless to say, Sally didn't survive the surgery.
Damn it.
So, despite this horrific death, the Finney family continued to live in the home until 1947. In total, 4 generations of the Finney family lived in the home, with 4 deaths occurring in the home altogether, reportedly all by natural causes. So after the Finney family moved out, multiple families lived in the home, but it wasn't until 1993 that the hauntings in the home literally became famous. So Deborah and Tony Pickman were a young couple with a new baby boy, and they decided to rent the Sally House. For the first month, everything was going very well, but then soon they started noticing strange activity. It started with their dogs, who would growl and bark at nothing. They also refused to go into the nursery. One night, Tony woke up to feeling a burning pain down his back. Deborah looked at his back, and to her horror, she found 3 long scratch marks down the
Fuck
center.
no. I'm out. I don't care about that family. I'm out.
This is why I can't take Brandon anywhere.
No. I literally told like Sam, living in this house, if anything like that happens, I'm out.
Got
I
it.
don't care how much we owe. I'm out.
My goal is going to be to get you to go to one of these places.
I would love for him to go to any of
what
them.
it's going to take, what it has to deal with. I am going to get you to go to one of these places.
I would cry.
Yeah.
I'll cry with you. It's fine.
You'll see a grown man fucking shit his pants.
Well, that's not all that happens to Tony. So let's keep going here. So Tony started seeing objects move across the room. And one morning, Deborah and Tony entered their son's nursery to get him out of the crib and found all of his stuffed animals were arranged in a perfect circle in the middle of the room.
Hell to the no. I'm grabbing my kid and I'm out.
You're like, nope, not today.
No. Why would you stay in that house?
I don't know.
Who in the right mind would be like, you know what? This is fun. This is fun.
Oh,
They're
the wind must have done
organizing
that.
my toys for my kid. This is fun. I want to stay here and sleep here comfortably every fucking night with scratches. Like, no, I am out.
Whatever. I think it would be super exciting.
No. Why?
I wouldn't. I would actually not enjoy it.
So there'd be a difference between staying there for a day or so versus having to live there and permanently stay there.
That's
If
true.
you go visit this place, you can leave whenever the hell you want. But if you go and you buy it and you live there, you're kind of stuck there.
Nope. I'll live in my fucking car. I'll live in a cardboard box. I will shit in the street. Like, I am not staying in that house whatsoever.
All right.
So to the ghost that haunts this house, there you go. That's how you get me out. Rearrange my daughter's stuffed animals in a circle. No, I'm fucking out.
So the attacks seemed to focus solely on Tony. He would get scratches on his chest and back. And one day he literally watched one of his son's dolls burst into flames in front of him. It just like poof.
Nah, I don't believe that.
I don't either.
That's a little far-fetched.
It seems a little extreme. I mean, the only thing I could figure is maybe it got too close to like a baseboard heater, because that does happen. And then that probably
spontaneous combustion.
that's not spontaneous. It means like
It
probably
was spontaneously
probably the
combusting.
plastic on the doll melted and caught fire because it was too close to a
Melted.
baseboard heater. That's
Yeah.
probably more than likely what
No.
happened. So the kitchen area, which was believed to be what was back then the operating room, would have become cold suddenly and have cold spots. So that was the other big thing that they reported that was unusual. So after a year of these unexplained incidents, the Pickmans packed up, moved out, but they were not afraid to tell their story. And they even wrote a book. And when I mean they were not afraid to tell a story, they did like a haunting, which I think is on like, I can't remember which Discovery Network. I think they've had Ghost Adventurers go in there. I think the BuzzFeed guys have done episodes. Like they've done tons of stuff. It is believed that Sally is the one that is like causing all these hauntings, because the last thing she remembers is a man causing her intense pain before she died. So she's a man-hating ghost. That's the theory.
I mean,
that could
kinda
make
has-
sense.
Yeah.
The reason why he experienced all this stuff compared to his wife.
right.
That, I mean, it adds up for sure.
So today, people are still reporting ghostly events. And here's some of the things that witnesses are reporting. Video and investigative equipment will stop working. Batteries that are fully charged immediately and completely drain. They have seen objects moved. Unexplained scratches or burning. Or bruising, sorry. Scratches or bruising on their body. Physical touches. Mysterious... Shut up. Mysterious coldness. And then people will try to bring their dogs into the nursery and they won't go in there. So, Brandon, we can take a 1-hour self-guided tour for
No.
$25 per person. That's just a one
cheap, and there's a reason why it's cheap. Because no, No.
We can also stay overnight, which
right,
I would prefer to do.
So let's
Shelly!
start a survey. Let's start a survey here. We'll continue this.
I'm gonna
on
wear a
throughout
wig
all
if
of
I go.
Shelly's things.
You're gonna wear a wig.
What
I'm
is
gonna
that
wear-
gonna do?
She's not going to target me. I'm not a guy.
What's your
identify
beard?
as a woman.
You know, I don't
shave.
think a spirit's gonna care
That's
anything about it.
It is because it's targeting men, obviously.
Well,
So if like Shelly go, if I wear a wig and I
Yeah.
shave my face, it's going to target you.
you're not gonna shave your face though. They know you.
I'll trim it. I'll just say I'm taking hormone
Just say
pills.
that you're like the bearded woman. You're fine.
So, anyways, back to the survey here. Out of these two that she's talked about
That's
so far,
true. Which one
of
would
these
you want to
two
go?
would you rather go to?
Dude, it's bad.
We'll continue this on until the end, and whichever one you pick at the end,
So I'm kind of
we're
like,
going to go to.
no.
I will pay your way. I
No.
will
That
pay
would
your
be
trip.
so
We're going
amazing.
to go to.
So the first one had a lot of different types of hauntings.
Yeah, they have a lot going
Cheers.
on.
Second one is like specific.
One specific
And
ghost.
I don't know if I'd rather have a specific more than many.
That's true.
Because the specific is more like personal. So they'll go farther than
I
the
mean,
randos.
technically, yes.
So I'm going to go with the first one.
But with the theory that you just brought up, having more spirits in one area to have more activity and things like that can actually theoretically call forth some more demonic type of energy and things like that, and things that could attach and follow you home.
I don't know
I-
about following home.
I feel like he's going to pick this one that's coming up next.
I'm going to spray some like Holy Ghost water on me so they don't follow me home.
Some Holy Ghost water.
I'm going to do zigzags
Some
all the way
holy
home
water.
so they don't follow me.
Sounds like fun.
So as of right now, I'm going with the first one because the second one is just bad.
Yeah, the second
Bad.
one I want to go to for sure. Actually, I want to go to all these, but that's beside the point. Okay, so last but not least, let's come to Illinois that we're all familiar with here. And I'm pretty sure, Brandon, you will actually love this one.
I hope.
This one I don't think will bother you as much. So the Congress Plaza Hotel in Chicago was built in 1893 and had just opened in time for the World's Columbian exhibit in Chicago. At the time, it was called the Auditorium Annex. The building was actually built in two sections. The first tower was part of the original construction. Then there's a second tower that was built between 1902 and 1905. The South Tower had the first air-conditioned ballroom in the world called the Gold Room. But this wasn't the only ballroom. There was also another ballroom in the North Tower, and each tower had a public room. So if you don't know what a public room, it's like for fancy people.
Yeah.
It's like a tea room, basically. So if you don't know what is it? Like an afternoon tea party they would basically have. There you go. So this hotel hosted, yes, with the little pinky out.
Pinky out. I've been trying to teach my daughter that.
Pinky out.
Did you
Yeah.
learn?
So this hotel hosted some of the city's most elite, so fancy people. In 1911, they changed the name to Congress Hotel, and at this time they had 1,000 guest rooms.
Jesus.
In the 1920s, Al Capone used to use this hotel
Hey.
as one of the places he would conduct his business. In the 1930s, one of the public rooms was turned into a nightclub, and a radio show was actually ran from it. So, in the 1940s, the U.S. government bought the hotel and turned it into the headquarters for the U.S. Army officers. But by 1945, a group of Chicagoans purchased it back to turn it into a hotel again. So, with this much changing of hands,
Flip flop.
yep,
Flip flop.
there's bound to be some unsavory history too. So,
Right.
one story is that a staff member, it was either possibly during the time of renovations or maybe with building one of the towers, I don't know, but he somehow ended up suffocated in the wall.
Huh.
I don't know how, but somehow he ended up enclosed in the wall. And so witnesses have reported seeing a disembodied hand will pop out of the wall. And if you talk to people that work there, they'll call it the hand of mystery.
What?
You know?
Just a hand will pop out of the wall occasionally.
Oh, hey, what's up? High five.
So one of the most infamous suicides was that of Spanish-American War veteran Captain Louis. I'm not going to say his life. Get drinks ready. Otham
Yep, that's a joke.
of the 1st United States Artillery. It happened on April 8th, 1900, when the hotel had, only been in business for a short amount of time. It was on the evening of his wedding, and he was staying at the hotel by himself. He shot himself in the head, and he had no suicide note, no apparent reason for it. All they found with the body was his 2 wedding bands. So it is believed that he suffered from night terrors, probably from PTSD, and that's probably why he committed suicide. But sightings of his ghost have been reported throughout the building, and he's been known as the Shadow Man of the Congress.
Ooh.
So, and the 12th floor also has a haunting. In August of 1939, Adele Langer, who was 43, came to the hotel with 2 of her sons. Carl, who was 6, and I don't know why she named him this, Jane, who was 4.5.
Jane.
Yes.
Okay.
But I think it's because they're from Czechoslovakia, and I'm probably saying this completely wrong. So they had came to the United States about a month earlier from Czechoslovakia because they were fleeing from the Nazis. The Langers were trying to establish residency in the U.S., and Adele had came over here first with her 2 boys, and they were waiting for her husband, Carl, who had stayed behind to try to sell their home, the textile mill, all that stuff in Prague. So, according to Carl, his wife had been pretty depressed since she had left Czechoslovakia and kept threatening to commit suicide and take the babies with her. So on a beautiful sunny day in August, Miss Langer took her boys to the Lincoln Park Zoo, which, by the way, is really cool, just so we all can.
Is it?
Yeah, I really like the Lincoln Park Zoo. They had a great day, and when they returned to the hotel, she hurled her 2 boys out the 12th story window.
What the fuck?
And then leaped out herself, and all 3 bodies landed on Michigan Avenue. So the ghost of 6-year-old Carl Langer is said to be reporting the 12th floor. Guests will call security complaining about a child running up and down the hallway. And one
hell no.
One security officer reported that when he got up there, he saw a little boy running down the hallway, and he told the child to stop running. And the boy turned around, looked at him, and then just faded away right in front of him.
Like some fucking Shining shit. Or what is it? The 2 twins?
Yeah, but not quite the same because they're not going, I want to play with you. This kid's
maybe.
I don't know. This child didn't say a word to him.
What the fuck? No. Here's
the room Brandon wants. Room 4.
No, I don't.
Room 441 on the 4th floor of the South Tower is considered to be the most haunted in the hotel. Many people have called security saying that they've seen a woman standing or hovering over their bed.
Fuck,
She'll push them or tug on the bed, or she'll pull the covers off of them.
No.
I
legit, I don't care
true.
what it is, and I know, obviously you can't, punch a ghost, because it goes right through them. I would still throw hands. I don't care. I would throw hands with this ghost.
Karate chop her.
And then I would scream like a bitch to run away. All the way down the hallway into the elevator going down.
So nobody knows who the woman is, but they've also reported seeing her coming in and out of the bathroom of that room. Yeah, so.
Yeah.
So I don't have a lot of information on this one, but I kind of love it. The ghost of a male homeless person who had a peg leg likes to haunt the building too. They nicknamed him Peg Leg Johnny. So they'll hear his little peg leg. Basically, yes, kind of like that. This is honestly my favorite one. I don't know why, but
Peg Leg Johnny.
There was also a judge who lived there full time at the Congress Hotel after he retired, which I don't know why I didn't realize till right now. I have a lot of retired judges in this story.
Jesus.
But this judge was a prankster, so he would like go up and down the hallway with his remote control and just stand in people's doorways and like turn off the TVs just to mess with them, and then they report like ghost hauntings.
Oh yeah.
And then they'd be like, and then they would be like, no, that's just the judge. Well, after he,
Because what can you do?
Like,
Nothing.
nothing.
That's what I would do.
Well, after he died, it continued still.
No.
Yes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That
So
part's funny.
yeah, it's
The
actually kind
little
of fun.
kid, I'll drop kick that kid if I see him.
So I really wish this CBS News reporter had actually said who this was, but there was a celebrity that was staying there. And he saw what appeared to be a shadow figure moving back and forth in his closet. And he was so freaked out, he checked out of the hotel, went down the block, and stayed at the Blackstone Hotel instead.
That's exactly what I would have done.
I know.
Soon, dude, I would be out. Like I said, I'll live in the fucking street if I have to.
Well,
Like, something standing at. So if I woke up, someone was standing at the end of the bed, I would flip shit. I'm not gonna lie. I would probably start crying and have a panic attack.
wait,
right then
didn't
and
you
there.
have something like that happen here, but you didn't cry and panic attack?
See, I asked that, and he told me not to worry about it.
Wait, what event are you talking about?
I don't know. It seems like there was been like a million of them.
The last one you told me about, there was someone staying here, and they stayed in the spare room down here in the basement.
So
And-
that was
Wasn't it
my
your
cousin.
Yeah.
That was my cousin. She stayed down here, and she said that she woke up in the middle of the night, and there was a black figure in the corner of the room. She threw the blanket, it disappeared, and that was it.
Oh.
So that
She
could have been just
sounds
her
like she's-
eyes trying to adjust or whatnot.
And it sounds like she scared the little black figure. Maybe it was just going to say, hi, you look cute over there. And then she threw something at him, and he was like, well, shit, I missed my chance, and left.
I guess.
I mean,
Call
there
him
could be some
Jerry.
accuracy to that.
We call him Jerry.
I could understand that. All right, and the very last ghost of this hotel is said to report the gold room, the fancy ballroom.
Ooh.
She wears Victorian clothing, and she just, I guess, hangs out there. Maybe she still wants more tea parties. I don't really know. But people have taken pictures of this ballroom, and she has shown up in photographs. So
Jesus.
if you would like to stay there, the hotel ranges from $98 a night to over $200.
Dude, that's not bad
No. And there's like,
for a night.
they don't have 1,000 rooms anymore. It's like 890 some, but yeah.
Because they had to close them off because of the hauntings.
No, they just combined some of them and made like giant,
Sweets.
yeah, suites, like presidential suites and things like that. It's actually also known, which I didn't put in here, like the Hotel of Presidents, because like I want to say like 8 different presidents have used the Congress Plaza Hotel for like their campaign platforms. So,
Jesus.
yeah.
And it's so close. So close to home.
So close.
We can have you
Honestly,
rent
so-
441
So back
to
to
hang
it.
out with the woman.
Back to it. Okay.
The first option you selected was the
Insane asylum.
asylum,
Mm-hmm.
and now your question is between that and the
Plaza Hotel.
hotel.
Plaza Hotel. So the asylum, it all depends on where you stay. Where's the room at? Like, are you sleeping
Hold-
in the fucking
hold on,
kitchen?
Hold on. Let me specify here. If we go to one of these places, we're not just going to stay in one location. We're going to be there all day, all night for
Moving
at least
around?
a day.
Yeah.
And we are going to be investigating and wandering around every bit of that place. Everywhere we are allowed to walk, we will be there.
So do I have to stay the night?
100%
you
because
should.
there are going to be 2 other people staying.
Well, yeah, and Todd will definitely come because he likes
3 other people staying.
So the asylum, you can't stay the night there?
Oh, you can,
you
yeah.
can.
I can't
Where?
remember how much they have. No,
Wherever you
they
kitchen, the fucking
no, they actually provide. They have a room. I can't remember which room it is, but it has like 15 beds in it. So probably one of the infirmaries.
So you're probably sleeping with other people then.
It's not
is my
15
guess.
people to one bed. It's
Maybe.
15 different beds.
Right, 15 different beds. That means 15 different people staying there.
Okay, so either one of these places are probably going to have more people than the people that we bring. That's probably good.
So Oh, that's true. So I think the hotel is probably the safest bet.
So
But
you
the
want-
asylum would be fun.
I think the asylum would be way more fun because it sounds like the
You kind of have a
Congress.
free roam.
Well, the Congress hotel, like I think you have free roam pretty much because you can
Well,
go
yeah,
to all
it's
the
a
different
hotel.
rooms, and it's beautiful. Like it's a gorgeous hotel. But
You've already stayed at a hotel, a haunted
Right.
hotel.
Well, also, it's hit or miss. Like, is your room going to be the haunted room or is it not?
We've had that issue in the past.
That
Yeah.
and the other concern would probably be there's other patrons there, and if we go wandering around in the middle of the night, they could call and complain, and we could get in trouble or kicked out or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
potentially.
true. Where the asylum, I don't think I'd fall asleep. Honestly, I would not. Go
I don't
to
think
bed
you'll fall
at
asleep
all.
either place, to be honest.
I don't. Yeah, I
I
don't think you would
not
either.
go to bed.
So
See, the haunted hotel that we stayed at, I actually booked a hotel across the way.
Yeah, he was too scared of it.
I did not stay at the hotel all night.
why,
I recorded in that hotel.
He
for,
was
for a
he was
Halloween
too
episode.
scared of it.
Shelley? Did you stay?
Oh yeah,
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You still have all of your legs and arms?
Yes.
Okay,
My
so-
entire family went. I don't think any of us experienced anything. I mean, we had a few odd things, but nothing exciting. I think our biggest issue was all of our batteries were draining, but then I think one of our listeners or something commented that since it's a mineral springs, the
Yeah,
certain minerals there would actually drain batteries.
It do be
Yeah.
like that sometimes.
yeah.
they do
So-
do that.
But I mean, we
Yeah.
literally had a hell of a time. Like he would put like a brand new battery in the camera and it would immediately die.
So,
Yeah.
suggestion to you, Brandon.
Yeah.
What if you went to the hotel as a warm up, and then once you,
Now we're
once
going
you
to
built
both?
up some character,
Now
you
we're
went
going to
the
both.
asylum.
We're going to both now. Why not all three?
Okay, then
Fuck
we'll go to
it.
all three. You know
No,
what? We'll do
no,
it.
we're
No,
not
you
going
already.
either.
I would love to
Those
go to
words were
Salt.
already said by the Brandon.
Just saying.
So
right.
Yeah.
But that's it. Those were my top 3 for right now. This is going to be a ongoing series. Brandon will never know when it's going to happen.
When it's gonna end.
When it's going to end, I don't know. But yeah, those are 3 places I think Brandon should stay to make him cry.
Yeah, no, I would choose the hotel over any
I knew you
Anything.
would. That's why I knew that would be the one you love.
because it's like hit or miss if you're gonna run into something.
in 890 rooms, yeah, you have
It's
a pretty
hit or
good
miss.
chance of not.
Depending on what floor you stay on, it's a hit or miss.
Yeah.
The asylum, them bitches can come out whenever and wherever. And the house, nope.
So
I'm assuming it's like a just a regular house.
I would assume so. Which one are we talking about? Sally House?
Yeah, Sally House.
Yeah, 100%. It's just a regular
So
every
regular
day.
house every
Yeah.
day. Like you're gonna run into something there. I play Phasmophobia enough to realize.
I don't think that's
fuck
as
with that
accurate.
I think Brandon
Yes.
would still find. I think it looks like a basic.
It would find me. I
See,
wouldn't.
I think it's just a basic farmhouse.
You know, that doesn't look like a very inviting house. I'm kind of going to start to side with Brandon on this one.
It's.
That does not look welcoming.
I'm staying on the roof, and even then, I'm gonna get the
I
You
shit.
know
don't know about
what?
that, but-
It's just because it's a brick house and the paint started to peel. But where is
Yeah, okay.
that? It really is. Hang on. There's one picture.
It might be because of the brick house, or it might be because of the demon staring out the window right there. But either way,
Hang
you
on,
know.
let me get a full picture because I don't feel like it's that scary looking. Here you go. Yeah,
Look,
see, it
look,
doesn't
there
look
it is,
that
right in
bad.
the
You
window.
chose
Do
the
you see
nicest
that?
photo out of.
I did.
Yeah, that was
anything.
that picture was taken back when it was
But here-
built. All right.
Here's a recreation of the toys in the middle
Dude,
of the room.
I would cry. I would grab my daughter and run out the
You know-
house so quick.
Yeah, but I think you do well.
Yeah. After you built up the courage,
Oh, look how cute that picture of it is.
What's that in the window?
Oh yeah, there is something in the window.
I told you
No.
you didn't want to
Huh.
believe me.
No,
There's
done here.
definitely something
done.
in
Look
the
at that
window.
picture.
stop.
This
what-
really haunted house could be yours for $1 million. Oh, good, great. Let's just whip out the card and buy it.
Let's go.
It's hey, look, you know what?
Oh, there she is. Where'd the picture go?
I don't know. It-
mystery.
Yeah,
Anyways.
there was a picture there.
Anyways, we're gonna stop looking at that. Well, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. Thank you to all the Patreons that support us. that actually make these visits possible for the future, like going to one of these houses. Maybe we can even do a poll and see where you guys want to see us in the future.
They're all gonna pick Sally House so they can watch you cry.
I'm gonna cry. Dude, that was anyways.
It's not that much. It's like $150 per person to stay in the night.
How many hours away is it?
It's I don't know. Let's see where. Let's give it a shot. Maps, Google Maps.
If it's less than 5 hours away,
it's Kansas. I mean, it might be because Kansas
is like 8.
it's 5 hours to Kansas City.
Yeah, but to Sally's house, it's 8.
How do you know?
It's not 8.
I'm gonna die if it says 8. Hang on.
Let's see it.
We'll pick my house, even though it'll be a little bit further because it is my house. 5 hours and 42 minutes, but take off 20 of it because it takes me that long to get to Galesburg.
Okay.
So it's an hour. It's 5 hours and 22 minutes, basically.
Yeah, but you were still wrong. Anyways,
Oh, look at that! It's not that far from Kansas City.
we'll do a poll.
It's going to be a nice country roads all the way there.
Wild thing.
We'll go clubbing.
I'll actually be in Kansas City in January.
Will you?
For some training.
Oh,
so,
great.
yeah,
Will you really?
It'll work
It's
out
literally
perfect.
like
No.
right
Oh yeah,
down.
no, it'll be perfect.
Oh,
Where is it
man.
at? Is it just like south of Kansas City, or where?
It's like northwest.
That's Sally's house.
Oh yes,
Nope.
that'll be perfect. Come on.
Anyways, thank you, Gene, for joining us on this episode. We appreciate you for tuning in. If you haven't already, check out our Facebook at A Beer, a Crime, and Tale, where we post newest episodes and updates to come.
And you can check out our Instagram and comment below if you think Brandon should go to Sally House.
Yeah, maybe not. Check out our YouTube. This is where the episode is going to be posted to. If you're subscribed to our Patreon, you will see it plugged in the link. So we will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.